This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk. The UNI men's basketball team dropped a pair of Road Valley games this week, but Coach, both games you're in right to the very end, but unfortunately you still can't pick up a win on the road this week against Bradley and Loyola.
Yeah, and that's three of them now, Eric, where we've been basically one possession games at Southern, at Bradley, and at Loyola yesterday, and those ones are it's easy to pick out one play, two plays, all the way up to 7 or 8 plays. And yesterday it was more to do with the defensive end of the floor. We had a couple opportunities to get a stop, maybe finish with the rebound and have that 4-point lead, move it to 6 instead of having to go from 4 to 2 when there's a minute and a half or 2 minutes left in the game. That's a huge possession. So we talked about that some after the basketball game, and really the difference right now in our record of 4-4 in league play and 7-1 is about 5 or 6 plays. And so we need to we need to make sure that fixing those 5 or 6 plays isn't just as easy as 5 or 6 trips up and down the floor. That's a lot of practice time. That's a lot of commitment to making sure we're doing things right every day.
Toughness, what are some of the things that really you hope when you are on the road comes into factor in those games?
Yeah, in going through the game last night on the bus, I tell you, there was long stretches in the game that I really liked our competitiveness. I liked our toughness. We scored on 13 of our last 15 possessions, so offensively we were doing a lot of good things. That takes us up to the last one where Dion had the layup and Seth had the putback, but 13 of 15 possessions before that, and that was a good offensive possession for us. So it's more about being able to make and I talked about it, I think, in the media room with Carson. Everyone can kind of feel that possession. Players, coaches, fans, y'all can feel, okay, if we get a stop right here and get a basket, this game we got a really good chance to get out of here with a win, and we just need to continue to work at that, continue to grow in terms of our ability to really work and get a stop when we need one.
The good news is the Panthers are home for a couple of games. Panthers undefeated at home here inside the McLeod Center. Why is it good to play here at home and to get things back on track? And it's not like things are off track, but close out some games, get some wins in the win column.
Well, we've played really well at home. And I think probably a couple of reasons for that. When you've got a little bit younger basketball team, it's nice to be in your home building. And at this point in the season, we're not a young basketball team anymore. But I think leading up to recently, it's good to be on your home floor when you've got guys that don't have as much experience. And we've played enough now that guys have got experience, but still good to be at home. And then I also think we've had good crowds. We've put together some good performances, and a lot of that has to do with how many people are in the building. And we've had some good crowds here at home, and that'll be important for us on Wednesday night to have a good crowd out here and behind the guys. And then we've got to work hard to put a good performance on the floor.
Halfway through the Valley, Wichita State, obviously a top 5 team nationally, but what do you think is going to happen in this month of February and just the competition at home, on the road, in conference play?
Yeah, you see it in all the leagues around the country. Iowa State had a little 3-game skid, and Wisconsin had a 3-game skid, and Oregon at 13-0 going into conference play, and I think they're 1-5 in league play. And I point to those simply because just about anything could happen in February, right? I mean, when you're in conference play, all it takes is a couple of good plays, and usually you have to make those go your way. But a team that can make those plays go their way, and you might get it turned in a game, but that might lead to a second one, and then all of a sudden you get your third one. And so I think there's all kinds of things that can happen, especially with our basketball team, because we've played so well for stretches, and now our stretches are longer, and we're really at a point where we just need to have guys continue to step forward in terms of their toughness and making sure that their commitment to their preparation, so that we're ready to play the right way, which we've done a lot of. But can we take that to another level so that we can count on our defense and rebounding when we really need it?
You have so many weapons that could take a game over. Tuttle has been doing that. Dion did that yesterday. But what do you really like about the team as a whole as it continues to grow and improve with a month and a half left?
Well, our consistency is very, very different from what it was, and at both ends of the floor. You know, I talk a lot about missing a few key defensive possessions, and we are, and we'll find a way to get that right. And I know we'll have guys that'll step forward to make sure that we give that our best effort.
Well, it's going to be fun because a couple home Panther games this week. Check them out here inside the McLeod Center. Plenty more PST right after this.